Alright, I said in the description, or the whatever. I said I wasn't gonna jump on the mic unless it was something worth talking about. Not a huge deal, but clearly I misread both things in terms of the name of the pack. So go back and correct that. I guess it's a premium players pack, not platinum. I'm not sure if maybe a platinum one is that much better. Also, when showing the pack, I'll have to actually go back into this video to see what it said before opening it. I thought that it said, X number of players, X number of gold players, and then I thought it had only said 280 plus. And as anyone that's opening packs quite a bit notices that the 80s exactly don't have quite the same purple and fun that all the 81 pluses do, which is fine, no big deal. So I mean, you can even see on the screen up top left, if you were to just reveal all, you need an 81 plus for it to turn the color. Um, and I believe, maybe I'm off on this too, but I believe because I did that only once yesterday with the massive pack opening, that if you don't have one that's special or 81 plus, that instead of all of them being kind of what looks like empty or red like that to me, they'd actually all be single white dots, like the only one that's up there that is special. And that's actually what it shows prior to revealing it. And so then when you reveal it, if they're all white dots like that, it basically means you might have been able to get an 80, but nothing 81 plus. I didn't do that in this pack. So what happened was I saw this Spurgeon. Obviously, was not super stoked with that. Saw Matt Murray. Goalies are a little bit different. So I'm gonna go ahead and check and see if my since this is saying it's a duplicate, I'm gonna see if pardon me, if my existing Murray is tradable, and if so, I guess I'll see if I can maybe get a little extra coins out of him. Otherwise, it's gonna immediately become a quick sell. But after having pulled this, I thought, okay, well, I recorded it. Clearly, not gonna be jumping on the mic here. Those are the 280 pluses from this pack. Uh, but no. So not only no for that, but then also two more just for the kids, and same deal here for me for the Anisimov. Anybody that uh, bothers to check out any of the videos I've done so far, or um, asks me, or might see a couple of things that I say on Twitter where I try not to add too much of opinion or editorialize. I it's hard for me to not point out, especially when asked, that I am not a fan at all of untradeable cards. I just really kind of just don't want them in general, and in most cases, let's say, I'd almost a million times more want a tradable version of the exact same card. Um, and then the little time in which there is untradables that I do, I don't know, I'm not happy to have, but I'm okay having, is cases like this with Murray or Anisimov. Again, as long as they're um, the duplicates are also tradable, I'll be able to quick sell for whatever that is, probably close to 1,000 coins per. Maybe a little less, maybe 900, 950, something like that. But either way, it's okay. It's basically earning 2,000 coins from this purely player pack that doesn't have a chance of having a coin card in it. But the Bernie Nichols, maybe this is just me. I'm not trying to disparage anybody from going out and picking up this specific card. This is really kind of one of the few NHL Classic cards that I have not gone out of my way to get, and it's, I think, the only 86 that I don't have and that I haven't gone out of my way to get. And looking at it, sure, he's slow generally. Shot is okay, but a little lacking generally. Not the best handles generally. Being 6'0", 185, his checking's not bad for that kind of size. And maybe that's not what you'd be looking for from a player like this, a center who's a sniper, and has Breakout Master as their synergy, one that I'm not working with now, but I'll get to that in a second. And the rest of the stats, like a lot of opening cards, pretty decent awareness on both sides of the ice, and not really all that bad in terms of both checking and defense, for a sniper, as opposed to something like a two-way forward, or I don't know, something like an enforcer or something like that. The part of the issue here for me, besides the other things I already pointed out, is going to be the endurance at 85, and then as a center, face-offs at 84 means that it'd be kind of unlikely that I would drop him into my team even right now, even as a fourth line center with that 84, and those are multiple reasons, at least 2 or 3 that I gave you, as to why I was not going out of my way to look for this card. And I don't remember what I saw it selling for. It was, in my opinion, it was a little bit higher than what I was looking for. And to be totally honest, if I had packed it, particularly yesterday when I was pulling things like this just left and right, depending upon how much they're going for, if I felt like it was more coins than I thought it was currently worth, and therefore would be worth at any point later in the future, I might have looked to have sold it. But all that gets thrown out of the, pardon me, with a yawn. All that gets thrown out of the window now because I have the card and I have it as untradeable. So this ends up becoming one of those very few cases where I'm okay with an untradeable, and it's not because it's a duplicate. Although that does make it that when, if or when I were to ever end up with this card as a tradable, then clearly I would sell the tradable right away. But having this as an untradeable and having it as a card that I wasn't looking for and don't really feel a need for on the team at the moment, I could definitely see a spot later on, at some point in the year, probably not more than 2 months from now, in which I'm looking to have Breakout Master be one of the synergies that I'm looking for. And suddenly at that point, an 86 overall center who's basically pretty close to 86, some slightly above, some slightly less than that across the board, and therefore then that face-off at 84 still potentially being a problem, even in that specific scenario where I've got other synergies already taken care of and I'm looking to add Breakout Master, usually to boost a top end card that has Breakout Master as its synergy, and want that card to get boosts, meaning not this one but another one that's high end and has BM, and so the fact that he's right-handed means that definitely could end up working out for me. He could end up being, say, like my fourth line left winger with that right-handed shot, if the face-offs are just too low for me to drop him in even as a fourth line center. In that very specific scenario in which I've got the rest of the team solid where I need it to be and want it to be, and then synergies that I'm already looking for that are already activated, and suddenly looking to get Breakout Master for whatever reason. Maybe a new really high-end card pops off with Breakout Master as its synergy, but particularly if there were at least 2 player cards with Breakout Master synergy that I wanted to get the boosts from it, that off the top of my head I can't even remember what they are, but I'm sure at least one of the skate stats would get a boost, likely a +2 for any players that have it. So that's the thoughts on this. Clearly not upset at all. Again, now it gives me potentially a chance to sell a Murray and an East, and I'll just hang on to the untradables for now. Generally speaking, considering that there was this is effectively a no-cost set. I really feel like this is pretty solid here. Even across the board, I'm not really holding on to a lot of 74 to 79s at the moment, but could look for them in the future as well, especially if there was an event much like the one that's starting in a couple days, in which you can only use silver only cards. If there was another event that was either 79 max player cards, or even 80 max, or I don't know, somewhat more strange, I think, than that would be if they said 74 to 79, which is literally what was referred to as gold commons last year, but are not referred to that as this year. And part of that, for anybody that doesn't know as to why, well, that's not a good example, but we gotta have at least one in here, right, that's got it. Come on, guys, don't make a liar out of me. There you go. So Coach Q's kid on the Ice Hogs helps us out here. So a 75 overall winger, 2-way forward. I'm not going over his stats. The reason why I'm showing this is because this is a forward who's a gold card and has +1 to a team-based synergy. In this case, for the boys. And for the boys, in my opinion, if it's not important to anybody now, it very likely can be important later in the game, after most cards are capable of getting the skate stats, the speed stats, the shot stats up there, and then in some cases the other stuff that people are looking for as well. Not just a card like this that has endurance as low as 78, which is, I guess, my opinion, but just a really, really low. Even if you have a top-end card that is kind of anywhere like this, even low 80s, anything below 85, and in some cases even anything less than 90 for really close to end game cards that are out right now, this for the boys is certainly going to help with that. It's giving a boost to endurance amongst other things. I think face-offs as well. So that's kind of nice to get both of those, because those are two things that in my opinion are going to kind of be later of significant importance for a lot of players. A lot of people playing the game is what I mean by players. And it's like most synergies add +3 to whatever they're boosting, so there's plenty of cards out there that can certainly get the help from +3 to their endurance stats. And I'm sorry that off the top of my head I don't remember exactly what the other ones are. I could look it up on my phone, but the point of this was just more that, and we'll see if there's any others. Here's another one, 79 in fact, gold player, who is also not a goalie, a position player, just happens to be a two-way forward center, and this is Takeaway Kings, and another team-based synergy. And in case you completely clueless as to what I was talking about, well, here's an 80, so all 80 plus live series cards are going to have just this without the 2 diamonds on the end, which is going to be a player-based synergy. No team-based synergies, except for when I get over to cards like this are a little bit different because they're special, but I'm just talking about live series like these cards. So when I get to Matt Murray, you see he's got a team-based synergy. So the goalies are different. All goalies have team-based synergies. Golds have +1 to 1. Silvers have +1 to 2 different team-based synergies, and bronze goalies have +1 to 3 different team-based synergies. And so at least early game, that can be something that can be helpful for you if you do want to focus on synergies, particularly for your backup goalie if you're not playing in games in which it's standard for you to want to try to do a goalie swap in the middle of the game. So again, even the 80 plus, they all include a team-based synergy. But you'll notice that the only other ones that have the team-based are Johnny Q and Jared McCann, both under 80. The 80 with Anisimov, the 80 with Nick Leddy, and then that's a special card. There's one other Oh no, the other 80 was Murray. Okay, so we only got two examples of it that have it and two that don't. But then you see, they're not guaranteed to have a team-based synergy. I mean, here you've got Wingman for Valiev. Sorry, the player on the Heat. I'm not familiar. And then let's get another example of another. I have to at least one other one, right? Yeah, so here's another one. Kevin Millar gives +1 to thread the needle as a defensive. That is a D, right? Defensive defenseman, as a 77 overall. So, in case all of that wasn't clear at all, I'll just try to reiterate these standard cards. A lot of games refer to as live series cards, the ones that came with the game that weren't special editions. Anything 80 plus that's a position player comes like this with a +1 for a player synergy only. 80 plus live series cards, the only ones that come with even a +1 to any team-based synergy are only the goaltenders. The other golds like this that are 74 to 79, again, not special edition, but it appears even some of the special editions are seeming the same way. But they're going to also have +1 to a synergy, and you see here an example of one that gives a +1 to a player-based synergy, and you notice those are the ones without the diamonds. Here's another one like that, a 79, but then and a third one that's an 80, so it's a little bit different. And then here are the two, and this just in this pack alone, 75, one's a 79. One's a center, one's a winger, but they give +1 to two separate synergies from the two cards. So again, 74s to 79 can give, even as position players, +1 to a team-based synergy, but there's not a guarantee that they have that. Whereas I'm pretty sure, I haven't done an extensive look into this. I'd have to imagine all goalies that are 74 to 79 would also still give +1 to a team-based synergy. And then again, below 74, you get into the silvers. Those all have +1 to two different synergies. Generally, position players can have one team-based and one player-based. I don't know if that's, trying to think off the top of my head, if that's a requirement or if they can actually have +1 to two different player-based synergies, whereas the goalies are going to have +1 to two different team-based synergies, and then bronze, it's +1 to three different team-based synergies. And again, I think, I don't recall exactly off the top of my head, I pulled some recently, but the bronze position players, obviously it's going to either be +1 to two different team-based and +1 to a player, and I think that's what it is. But there's potentially a chance, I think less of a chance, that it's +1 to a team-based and +1 to two different player-based synergies. So I think that in my attempt to further clarify and make it more clear, I might have made it way more muddy and less clear. But there you go. And I actually really only jumped on here, besides just loving to see the graphics this year with the not just the special card art, but the nice little colors and the kind of ice. I'd almost view that as kind of like pardon me, yawn again. I'm tired. I can't. I don't know why I can't think of the term right now. It's a term for a specific type of ice. It's not hot ice, but it's something like that. It's a term for a type of ice that you should really not touch, like effectively burn your hand by touching it. But for me, that's what that kind of icy smoke tends to remind me of, and the colors are pretty sweet as well. I guess I could keep this live stream going, take a quick little break into the bathroom, and then open up my daily rewards pack, just because it's there. And I've almost no reason whatsoever to actually open any of those on live stream. Um, but for anybody that hasn't picked up 20 yet, we had a few in the chat last night while opening the packs that are in that situation. One on Xbox, one on PS4. That are wondering what kind of stuff you can get from daily rewards packs. I've really only, I think, shared one picture from one so far, and that was an 82 icon that I happened to pick up. Or maybe he wasn't. Maybe it was actually a 78 overall. But it was an icon, not this NHL Classic version. Unfortunately, I don't have one on the screen for you to see, but they're the kind of lighter colored icons that are not master set icons, but just sort of standard regular alumni icons. And there's going to be lots of alumni dropped in this game. I believe they said 300 plus. There's plenty already out there, and you can add Bernie Nichols to that group that wasn't part of the master set icon alumni, and now has at least this card, and this may be the only one of his that will come, and therefore much like in 19, for me that would be considered kind of a special one-off alumni that doesn't have future versions or any sort of upgrade to go with it. So I am going to step aside for the next 4 minutes, and I will go ahead and open up that daily rewards pack just to show people. You get some pretty decent stuff. You do have to wait every 23 hours, or if you only come in once a day around now, like around the reset, then that's what happens for you. But I felt like we've been getting pretty decent stuff from that, and you'll see in 3.5 minutes. I'd be kind of surprised if it's anything as good as this one card here, and or even any kind of 80 plus player cards. But there's stuff besides the player cards in there as well. So we'll see that in just shy of just a little over 3 minutes now. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Got a minute and 15 seconds for me on my end. Anybody that is in here right now live, you're on a 30-second delay from where I'm at. It showed that somebody had joined as I was stepping away for just a quick minute to run to the restroom. This monthly rewards premium players pack. I misspoke on the description. I thought it was platinum, but pretty solid in my opinion. I've gone through in this video my explanation as to why I'm kind of happy to get the Murray, the Nisanov, and the Nichols particularly, but also kind of any of the rest of these mean that I can just very easily go ahead and either sell for anything more or for the quick sell for these. And then in the next 30 seconds, we're gonna have the daily rewards pack. I'm not necessarily doing this because I was expecting any sort of amazing cards. There's a chance of that, more so in this pack than the daily rewards pack generally. However, this came simply from having, I forget what the exact number was, but I think it's like 16 monthly collectibles this month in September. It may end up being more next month in October. And as we see in 2 seconds here, I'm going to jump out of here and open up the daily rewards pack. Even if you're not playing the game at all, and therefore not completing your daily objectives, you're going to get a monthly collectible just from logging in once every 24 hours. It's technically 23 hours, but even if you log in just once every 24 hours, you'll get this daily reward pack that I'm going to get as soon as I jump out of this screen here, and it always has an untradeable monthly collectible in it. And so if you had done that for 16 days and nothing else, you would have been able to open up this pack, and this is specifically what I got from that pack. I think it's pretty good in my opinion for something that's can't be considered any more free, as long as you just have the game. You come in once a day, and admittedly, in my opinion, I don't think it's that difficult if you're playing at all. Typically 2 games is what's required to be able to complete the 5 little check-offs for the daily objectives. That gives you another monthly collectible. And then the event, like this classic NHL card, is part of the event that's going on for hut challenges right now. The event hut challenges typically will also give an extra, I don't know, at least 1 or 2 monthly collectibles as part of the rewards if you go ahead and play those as well. And I've played all those, so I have whatever the max is for monthly collectibles. If this kicks me back out to the monthly collectibles screen before the daily rewards pack opening, I can show which ones I've opened and which 2 I opted to skip and wait to open this one. But let's see. So we're either going to get right into the daily rewards, or we're going to get into the monthly rewards pack. So anyways, again, this is what we got from the premium players pack. No, I can't say X. I got to send them all. I guess you could quick sell all of them for 0 if you really wanted to. Okay, so yeah, here we go. So real quick, 2, and these are none of these are repeatable. So 2 gets you a mini, and everything in here is untradeable. So 2 gets you a mini pack, 4 gets you a base pack, and 5 gives you a premium pack. Because all 3 of those are technically not player-only packs. Part of the nice thing, despite being untradeable, at least in my opinion, is that you can get at least 1, if not more, coins cards. Even though those can be as low as at least 250 coins per. I think I might have had, yeah, I've had, even yesterday I think in the tradable ones I picked one for 5,000 for sure, and I think I also had one for 7,500 now that I think about it. So I mean, sure, on average you're going to typically get the 250 or 500 more often. If you do get them at all, and they might even have ones that are lower than that I'm not thinking of off the top of my head. But for me, for Untradeable, if you're looking to boost your coins a little bit, there's no harm in getting those in Untradeable packs. So then here are the 2 that I skipped in order to get this premium players pack. I also think there's nothing wrong with this 83 to 85 overall choice pack, even though it requires 25. And that would really, for me, I think probably just have to be at this point, because I have none left. I'm about to get one from the daily rewards pack, and then I haven't done the dailies for today since it just started in the last 45 minutes. So that technically would get me 2 right there, but then no more until tomorrow. But I'm pretty sure I'd have to kind of check real quick. I guess 25 would be basically 12 and a half days. Yeah, that's kind of right on the cusp. So I think I should still be able to get enough to get this pack, but not so much this one. So I won't be getting an untradeable icons collectible from monthly rewards. You can get those from other trade-ins if that was something you're looking for. So I think I'm going to look to try to get this, and if I can't, then between these two, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'd probably go with the 80 to 82 overall choice. I don't know, maybe being a little bit more fun to be able to have a choice of some players, even though this one is described as pretty cool as far as the how the choice works. If it wasn't for the fact that they're customization items, um, I guess for me, I would maybe just choose whichever celebration cards came out of that I liked the most, or if I was getting very specific jersey numbers that I was into. And then I also happen to hold on to any captaincy items. I'm guessing that would count in there as well. But being untradeable, I wouldn't really look for any of the goalie masks, even though I like them at this stage in the game. I'm not looking for them, as well as the most of the jersey numbers, and what's the other? I'm forgetting what the other one is right now. But the point of this one is you get five rounds, 5 items in each round, and you choose one. I'm assuming you choose one card of the 5 in each one of those rounds, but they're as it says, they're going to all be customization items. So I think I would look to do this one more so than that. But again, if I'm trying to get up to 25 and I can't get there, and I know I'm going to miss it at the end of the month, and particularly if I definitely can't get to 32, and then can't get to 25, obviously, as either, if I can't get those off, then I guess I probably would have 13. So I might as well just do both of these, and there's no point in saving the monthly collectibles based off of how 19 worked. I could be wrong on that. I have no idea. I have no inside information, but that'd be my guess. So I guess as I think about it, the more likelihood is that I'm going to end up doing both of these packs at the end of the month once I realize that I'm not going to be able to get enough for this one. But I'd prefer to get this one. That's kind of my goal. So we're going to click out and go forced to open the free pack. As you see there, hold on. Okay, not too crazy, but nice. About 10, 11K minus the 5% on something that was just sold. So that's nice. So as you see there, it's every 23 hours technically, but again, the reset and the reset of the daily objectives is every 24 hours. So who's in here? The woman's voice sometimes freaks me out. Oh, hey, what's up, Zach? Um, yeah, so hey, this is basically for people like you, that aren't in 20 yet. I didn't intend to show this. I was more just showing the other pack that I had just opened. But the if you're curious what kind of stuff you're getting from free packs in 20 once you eventually port over here from 19, in my opinion, it's much better than what you get in 19. I can understand people feeling like it's pretty similar, because you do get up to 3 daily reward packs in 19, whereas you only get the 1 here. But I really do kind of feel like you get you get better than 3 times as much good stuff in this pack, even though it's unlikely that you're going to pull an Ovi or Crosby, McDavid or something like that. You can, but it seems unlikely. There's nowhere for me to show odds. I haven't seen them indicated anywhere, but I've already pulled better cards in the first 2 weeks from this pack in 20 than I got all year, every single day, sometimes 3 times a day in 19. And obviously, only being able to get the 1 monthly reward card per day, you'd say, well, that seems not as good as what you got in 19. But they've adjusted so far in September the monthly rewards accordingly, because they understand they're the ones that designed the game. They know you can only pull one of those from a free pack every day. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. I'm going to drop back to the main screen, just on the off chance that there is anything remotely fun that comes from the cards. It usually tends not to happen, but let's go ahead and open this up, and you get to see just one example of what you can get every day just from signing in. You know, it's better than nothing. It's literally free, and they're always untradeable. So there's the collectible, as I said, and then there's 5 other items. You know, usually you'll still get the same sort of consumables, like either a contract and a healing, or just one or the other, which is part of the reason why I don't feel the need at the moment to hang on to a million different contract and healing cards. But here we go. Let's see what the other 5 cards are. I'm kind of hoping for at least one coins card sitting here somewhere, even if it's like 750. And I'm not exactly hurting for coins at the moment, but as you know, Zach, from last night, the majority of those coins are earmarked for one specific player that is unfortunately rarely sold, and also sold for way more than I feel like it's worth, but I feel inclined to get it. So let's see what else we got in this pack here. So there you go, player card and a gold. You know what I mean? 75. So as I already said, I pulled an icon, not a master set icon, just a standard icon, and I think that last night we figured it out from the collection at the very end of the night that it was a 78 overall, whereas I was thinking it was an 82. It might have been an 80, but somewhere in there, 78 to 82. And you know, an alumni, an icon. I never pulled any alumni of any type whatsoever in 19. I never even got any gold commons in 19. I don't think I ever even got any silver rares, to be honest. So you know, a 75 gold. I'm not really looking for Eric Robinson specifically. Does have DK for a 75. He's got decent speed, but he's actually got decent size, 6'2", 201. But you know, it is whatever. It's just it's a free card because you logged in. It's not really all that bad, in my opinion. So there's a contract, as we said, and then a silver that it could potentially be helpful. Right at it is right at this moment with the silver event going on. You know, 80 speed is solid enough, and for a tall guy with decent size, 6'4", 200, 85 balance is gonna help in that silver event. I'm, as you know, I'm a big fan of the SP synergy. So kind of no matter what team I put out is almost for sure gonna have SP synergy on there. So he could end up being helpful for that. For this week only, maybe, but whatever. Another contract, so that's kind of disappointing. But as you see, I mean, you get those every day. So I don't feel the need to go out and buy those at the moment. I'm not one of those players that's playing in thousands of games in online seasons. But if you are, you know you're going to look for those contracts, and you should hit me up because I'm happy to sell them to you. There we go with the coins card. I asked for 750. I guess 150 off is not too bad. Can't get too greedy looking for those 5,000 or 7,500 coins, and I think you can get 10,000. So literally opening a pack gave me 600 coins. You know, another collectible towards the monthly collectibles, which is another thing that's basically just free for the packs you get there, and you know, a gold card and a silver card, and then you know 2 more contracts that I'll go ahead and use on my team to free up those tradable that might be able to be sold for more than the quick sell later in the year like they were in 19. But for now, I'm just essentially just quick selling them all when I'm ripping a bunch of packs. So for you, Zach, I'm going to go ahead and see what that one is of what objective I just completed. There you go. So I got 200 coins just from completing the set. And all I got to do is complete 2 games, win one of them needing to be a hut challenge, and score 5 goals. It's nothing, man, in my opinion. So 700 coins, 1,000 coins on top of the 200 that I'd already got now, and then you get a monthly collectible Untradeable from that. So in my opinion, I feel like this is not all that difficult to do. Unfortunately, I can't show right here what the weeklies
Can I ask you a question on Twitter?
Yeah, dude. I mean, you can ask me here in text chat if you need. But are you able? You're following me there, so you should be able to send me a direct message if you want it to be private. That's fine. but I mean, you can ask me direct as well, just publicly through a mention on Twitter as well if you want to do that. All I was saying here, and I'm going to go ahead and end this because we're 42 minutes in. That's kind of silly for two mostly nothing untradeable packs. But the weekly stuff you get from that is pretty sweet as well. It's a 2-player pack with one being an 80 plus, and or maybe it's just a regular 2-player gold pack. I forget which, but you get that plus I think another monthly collectible. Um, and in my opinion, the stuff that you need to do for the weekly objectives are not that difficult to do, assuming that you're playing. You know, you might have to get something like score, I don't know, probably at least 25 goals, maybe have 100 shots on goal or something like that. Um, but as long as you're playing, you're getting those sort of things. And again, in the daily and weekly objectives, these things like score 5 goals here. I can do this in the Hut Challenge or in any other offline mode, whereas like the milestones specifically for shots on goal and hits, you're gonna have to get those in online modes or squad battles, as well as win online games, obviously. So it is what it is. I'm gonna go ahead and end this. I DM you, but if you don't want to answer now, it's fine. It's more of a kind of personal question, but it doesn't matter. Cool. As long as you're not, going out of your way to beg me for stuff, we're gonna be good, bro. So I'm gonna go ahead and kill this broadcast. I'm gonna check out what you're asking on Twitter, and I don't think I have too much more to do in this game at the moment. Definitely not anything that I'm gonna need to show on a broadcast. So I'm gonna probably. It's dinner time, so probably take a dinner break and watch some more stuff on the tube. So peace out in the broadcast, and I'll check out your message.